What is up, homegrown filmmakers? Today I'm talking about what I've been up to lately. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Annie Pulling Sweat and I am a homegrown filmmaker, which is a self-taught, home-educated filmmaker. I am teaching myself filmmaking, and this channel is just me sharing what I've been learning, what I have learned in the past, so that we can all be learning together. So I got the opportunity to go and work on a feature film, which is where I've been for the past week. A feature is a full-length film as opposed to like a short film. Now, while a short film typically you shoot for anywhere from 2 days to 7 days, for a feature you're shooting usually anywhere between 1 month and 3 months. This feature that I was helping out on had a 4-week shooting schedule, and I was able to go out to Montana where they were shooting for one of those weeks to just be a help on set. But this is the first time that I've been able to work on a feature in any sort of capacity, so there's lots of things that I learned, and I thought I would just kind of share with you guys what's been going through my brain since I was on this shoot. So us peeps at Abundant House Films have been wanting to make a feature for a while now, but as you can imagine, there's a lot more challenges to making a feature than there is to a short film. It is so much longer in every stage, pre-production, production, and post-production. It takes a lot more money and a lot more people. It's just a huge endeavor, and so we haven't been able to bring all of that together as of yet. But we have been talking a lot about wanting to do that soon, and the need for us to write a script for a feature film, and just talking about what kind of feature films would we want to make. So it's a really exciting opportunity for myself and for my sister Lizzie that we got to go out to Montana and help with the production of this feature. We weren't able to be there for the entire length of the shoot, but we were able to be there for an entire week. We got to know the cast and the crew, and we just got to experience the dynamic of shooting a feature because it's very different from shooting a short film. And that's just been something we've been trying to figure out as we've been talking about doing our own feature. Like, how do you manage a shoot for that long? How do you bring all of these different elements together? Not to mention, you know, me as a writer and my sister Lizzie as the writers of our group, we've never written anything of that length, and so it's kind of a daunting / exciting challenge for us to think about, but we've also just felt like we needed more understanding for how it's done. So coming back from our week of being on the shoot, I can definitely say that we got inspired, we're very encouraged about doing a feature, and we're just excited to be moving our own company forward and all of the exciting things that we have coming up in the future. But enough rambling about our future plans. I wanted to make this video to share with you guys some of the things that I learned while being on this shoot. So here we go. One of the challenges that we've been struggling with when considering doing a feature is how on earth are we going to keep up the creativity and the energy needed to make a film, because we've done for the most part 2 or 3 day shoots, and honestly at the end of a shoot our entire team is exhausted. We are so tired, so creatively done. We can't even think anymore at the end of the day. We're just like, I just want to go and sleep for like a week after we do a shoot. So thinking about doing a shoot that spans an entire month or longer is like, how? How can we do that? We do it for 3 days and we're exhausted. Honestly, I think this is a problem that anyone who takes film very seriously struggles with, but I know our team has had a really hard time kind of coming out of our run and gun roots. You know, we started out with 3 people and a camera, and that team can move very quickly. You can get a large amount of shots in a day. You can blaze through an incredible amount of material that you have to get through, and so that's really good for a short film. So we've kind of noticed, especially recently with our latest short film, Descent, that even though we've added more team members and we've added even more elements and pushed ourselves to do bigger and bigger things, we don't really know how to schedule for those things because we're used to scheduling for the run and gun team. So when we're looking at a script that has a lot of elements in it like stunts or heavy makeup or heavy lighting or anything like that, we forget to think about that. And so when looking at a script, we're like, oh yeah, we can do that scene in 2 hours, or we can do that scene in 3 hours or whatever. And in reality, it takes a lot longer than that. So that's also been an element of our question: how do we sustain the energy and the creativity needed to shoot a feature? We know that part of it is that we just need to not schedule things as crazily as we always have, but that has definitely been enforced in my brain by being on this feature and seeing how they scheduled out things. Really, the mindset that you have to have about the shooting schedule for a feature is that it's a marathon and not a sprint. You cannot push yourself to the extreme every single day and expect to keep that up for a month. So that's a lesson that I've learned about being on this feature. We need to figure out how to plan better for what we want to shoot. We need to have a more accurate understanding of how long things will take, especially if we want to add bigger elements like stunts, special effects, heavy makeup, heavy lighting, anything like that is going to take longer than we think it will. So learning how to schedule that sort of thing and making sure we block out enough time so that we're not absolutely exhausted at the end of the day. Another thing that's been really enforced in my mind after being on this shoot is to be very intentional about your team. And this has been something that we at Abundant House Films have been very intentional about. Teamwork really matters to us, and who we bring onto our team is very important to us. But I guess working on the feature, even if it was just for a week, made me realize that it's even more important that you really take care of who you're bringing onto your team. Because if you're shooting a short film for 1 or 2 days and someone doesn't relate well with you or with other people, and it just kind of, the whole team doesn't work together, it's only a couple days and you can just kind of, you know, hang tight through it and do the best that you can. But if you're shooting for an entire month or longer, you can't overlook stuff like that. Having someone who doesn't relate well on a 1 to 2 month shoot puts you in the position, if you're the director or the producer, of having to confront their bad relating habits. And so you kind of have to decide, are you up to that challenge? Are you willing to deal with that? I feel so incredibly blessed that I get to work with my siblings. They are my best friends, and we've worked on being a team together, worked on getting our team functioning well and relating well with each other. And it makes a huge difference because I love working with them. I realized how incredibly lucky I am to have my large family in this filmmaking with me, because it means I don't have to go out there and search for other team members. It means that I don't have to take chances on people who might not relate well when put under pressure and will disrupt my whole team. So I guess what I'm saying is you need to find the people who you love to work with, so that you know who can be relied on to be a part of your team when you're ready to shoot a feature. So I guess I thought I would just share what I've been thinking about since being on the feature, and hopefully it's helpful to you, or at least interesting to you. I just feel really inspired and encouraged. I feel like our team is really starting to narrow down on the few things that we need to work very hard on to be able to do a feature. And that's very encouraging to me. It's not some big nebulous, out there someday maybe we could do it. It's very much, here's this that is in our way, this is what we'll work on, this is what we're struggling with. It's a way to move forward, and that is very encouraging. I hope that you guys are encouraged and inspired as well. Please let me know what you guys have been up to, what you've been learning in the comments below. I would love to hear what's been going on with you. I've been thinking about doing a Q&A episode soon, so if you have any questions that you'd like answered about me, about Abundant House Films, about filmmaking, anything at all, please leave a comment below and I might put together a video like that. As always, like, comment, subscribe. It really helps get the channel out there for more people to see it and start learning filmmaking. I'm Annie Pulling Sweat, and I'm a homegrown filmmaker. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.